What is the best funnel for getting coaching clients who are qualified? That's what we're going to talk about today, because there's a whole pile of different ways for you to get people from reaching out, clicking something on an ad or something like that to becoming a client, but not all of them work the same. And some of them might actually be detrimental to your business and currently be causing you to get a lot of unqualified people reaching out to you who can't afford your coaching or just nobody at all. So we're going to talk about what is the best funnel for getting coaching clients. Now, let's get into it. There are three or a number, well, let's just say, I'm going to say 4 or 5 different funnels that we can look at, okay? So the first thing I want to do in this video is talk about the different ones that you can use and the good, the bad, and then we're going to talk about the best one and how to implement it that we use, okay? So first of all, the different types of funnels that you can use is with the basic one is email lead magnets. You may have been using those, and so basically what you do is, and we're talking about paid traffic, right? So you take somebody from a Facebook ad, they click the ad, they go to your page, and they give you their email address in exchange for a PDF, a free report, I guess it's kind of the same thing, some ebook that you wrote, maybe you're giving them the ebook version of a book that you have on Amazon, something, we'll call it kind of low value, easy, and they just get it, they sign up for it, they get redirected to a page, it's there, or a link gets sent to them by email. Now, the benefit of that funnel is it's cheap, okay? Meaning this, it's a low commitment, so somebody doesn't have to make a big commitment to get the free thing, free report or whatever it is you have. So generally, those get the highest percentage of people registering or giving their email address, okay? The other thing about it is that it's easy to set up, okay? But the problem with that funnel is it's hard to get people to become qualified and clients from that. Because here's the thing, you really haven't done anything other than get their email address, okay? The likelihood of them consuming that free report or whatever you have there that you've given them is maybe 10%, okay? At best, and again, everybody's a little different, I've seen maybe 20%. So that means if you get 100 people register, 10 to 20 people might actually open it and go through it, okay? Now, it's even a smaller percentage who will go all the way through it. So the percentage of people who go all the way through it and then go and see your option for booking a call is really low, okay? And then you got to email them and, have them in your autoresponder, and they don't really even know about you yet and stuff like that. So they're getting their emails. They're like, who's this? What happened here? He sent it. I don't know. So for that reason, I don't like them. You can get emails for cheap, but the value of that lead is very low, okay? The second option is video. So it's similar, right? You're going to take people from an ad and you're going to drive them to a registration page, get their email address in exchange for them to watch a free video. They sign up and they go, the video's there, the video plays. It doesn't autoplay on mobile, so they'll have to make it play on their own. They'll have to press the play button. They watch it, and then at the end, the call to action is probably to book a call, okay? Now, the benefit of that is, again, it's a little more valuable than the just straight up lead magnet, but the downside is not everybody's going to play that video. A lot of the data I've seen is 20, 30%. Probably more people are going to consume that video than the people who take the lead magnet, but it is still not very high. And so now you still have this consumption rate issue where people are not consuming it. And then they just go, oh, I'll come back to this video. It's really good. Looks good. I'll save this page. They bookmark it. I mean, when's the last time you checked your bookmarks, right? And so then they're gone. And then they can, again, you can have email follow-ups. That's great. But there really wasn't a strong relationship built because so few people consumed it that when they get your emails, they're like, who is this person? Who is that? What is this, right? Because people are just like plowing through stuff all day, right? They're signing up for things, and then they check their email. They're like, oh, what did I say? I don't remember signing up for that. So it's really, again, really tricky. The next one that you can use that is a sort of a funnel lead magnet thing is the Facebook group. So you can't, at the time of this recording, just drive people from an ad to join a Facebook group. You got to put an in-between page there, okay? So you're going to take them from your ad, say, hey, join my free Facebook group. I got lots of amazing stuff. they click the ad, they go to a page on your website that says, give me your email address and we'll get you into my Facebook group, okay? You redirect them to the Facebook group after they give your email address, they sign up, they apply to join your Facebook group. Now, this is tricky because, again, not all those people are going to join your Facebook group. They're going to get redirected to it, and they're going to be like, oh, maybe I don't want to do this. I don't think I'm going to do this. Some of them are going to apply, and you're going to get bad questions, you get bad answers, so on and so forth. The other thing is the people who do get in, the engagement rate in a Facebook group is usually 5%-ish if you're lucky. What does that mean? If you get 100 people in your Facebook group, small group, but let's say you have 100 people in there, every post you post realistically is going to get 5% of that seen. So 100 people, you make a post this morning or tomorrow morning, it's going to get seen by 5 people. Think about that. How many posts do you have to make in a Facebook group to get seen by everybody? You'd have to make 20 posts a day and assume that it would reach all different people. And this is one of the problems with Facebook groups. How many people sign up for them and then never see another post in that group again? Okay? Very few people go to their little tab in Facebook and find the groups and start checking out Facebook groups randomly that they've signed up for to catch up on things they've missed. It just doesn't happen. So we have a little bit of a problem because they sign up and then they never see your posts again because the engagement rate is really low. But you do have their email address. You can sort of build a relationship with them by email. But again, it's really low value. There's not much of a commitment. They probably don't know who you are. So you're starting to see where we're going here. Now, the next one you can do, and this is what common one that people use, it's called live webinars, right? So people will run an ad, send people to a live webinar, and this is better, okay? Because again, what's going to happen? They register for this live webinar, they got to go back to their email, and they need to go to the link to actually go to the webinar. Now, what's the advantages? The advantages of live webinars are, number one, it forces people to go to their email, and so your email is going to get bigger open rates or higher open rates, and there is going to be a better connection to you. However, there is some downsides to doing live webinars off ads. Number one, you can't let your ads run. The goal of an ad is to be evergreen, meaning it just runs and runs and runs. You reset them every once in a while, but just runs, right? The other problem is live webinars means you got to show up and do a live webinar regularly, right? Like every week or every 2 weeks, every month or something like that. And it's like it's up and down in terms of your lead flow. The other problem about live webinars is the show up rate to a live webinar, if you're lucky, if you're really good, is 25-30%, right? Especially if it's farther out. So if it's a Monday and your webinar is not till Friday, it's going to be even lower, right? The people who signed up on Thursday are going to show up probably 40-50%, but a 5-day, 4-day thing for a live webinar is tricky. And you've really got to run ads on a live webinar for 4 or 5 days to get people registered. You can't just, if it's a Thursday or a Wednesday and you have a live webinar on Friday, you can't just crank the ads up and then hope it works because for 2 days, because you've got to remember that ads need time to go into your audience, to find your people. It's more of a crock pot strategy versus a microwave strategy, all right? Now, the other strategy is the automated webinar. I'm going to come back to that one in a minute. So the first thing we covered is what are the different types of funnels? Now, there are versions of other ones. There's text messaging you can do, and there's this and that, and there's all kinds of stuff, right? But this generally covers a lot of them. There's low ticket stuff, right? Like you can take people to buy something for $10 and then upsell them to this and that. But I just want to cover the basic ones, okay? The simple ones right now. Now, the second thing is what is the goal of this funnel? What is the goal? Like, what do we want? Well, a lot of coaches are like, I want cheap leads. Well, I can tell you right now, cheap leads don't equal qualified coaching clients. You can get these emails for like $1 an email, and you just get a bunch of bad leads who don't know you, that type of thing. The goal of the funnel is multiple fold. Number one, it's to get people to consume your stuff, to then number two, book a call, and number three, show up, and number four, buy. Those are the goals, right? So it starts with consumption rate, okay? That's the most important metric in your funnel, not how cheap can you get the leads, how cool is the lead magnet, that kind of thing. Not at all, okay? Because again, the ultimate goal is sales as terms of clients. But if we go back, if we kind of like reverse it, well, what's the goal before that? We need them to show up and we need them to be qualified, meaning they know you, they're excited, they're like, wow, this would be so awesome. Let's see how this could work, right? So those are the goals there. And then the way to do that is consume it, okay? The days of people just registering for your ebook and then seeing a link to book a call, see if you can help them, and them actually showing up and being qualified are way gone. Like that hasn't worked in years because remember, who cares if your calendar's full if all the people are there and they're like, who are you? What's going on? And your show up rate's like 30% and the people you're talking to don't even know who you are. I mean, you're just going to bang your head against the wall and just give up because they're not qualified, they're not interested. So the number one goal is consumption rate, okay? Now, before we get to the third, the combination of the three, we're going to talk about three best combo, the 1, 2, 3 combo in terms of the best funnel for getting coaching clients that I think that's worked for us for years. Before we get to that, what I need you to do is I need you to click the like button on this video so I know you like this video so I can create more of them like this. And number two, I need you to hit the subscribe button somewhere around here. And the reason why is I have a whole bunch of videos coming down the pipeline that are in production, and I know, there's a good chance one of them or two of them or all of them can really help you in terms of getting coaching clients. So I want to make sure you get them. So if you hit the subscribe button, that means you're going to get hopefully notified and you'll hopefully watch these videos. Doesn't cost anything. So hit the subscribe button and click the like button. Let's talk about number three. Okay. What is the best one in my opinion that we use? I think it's automated webinar and then Facebook group and then email follow-up. So let me unpack that. So what we want to do, we want to drive people to an automated webinar that starts every 15 minutes, okay? Ours get probably 70% show-up rates. So right there we have a 70% consumption rate, okay? Good luck beating that. 70% consumption rates are pretty high. And we see that across the board with a lot of our clients, anywhere from 60 to 80% depending on the niche market. So huge consumption rate. And then they get the option to book a call if they want at the end of it. Now, so they've gone on, they've done that. Now, then what we like to do is we like to, again, email them about joining a Facebook group. But remember, we've already had the consumption rate. A lot of them have already booked calls. We have their email address, so we get them into a Facebook group where we can put videos and stuff like that to keep them warm, to keep them interested, consuming our stuff, that type of thing, okay? And then the third thing is email follow-ups, okay? We use a lot of automated email follow-ups that can book a lot of calls because here's the problem. Somebody might watch your webinar, get all the way to the end, they're just not into it. They're just like, I don't feel like this problem that this coach is wants to help me solve is my biggest problem in my life right now, okay? So then they don't book a call. But guess what? They've gone through the webinar, they joined the Facebook group, they've consumed content, and so they got it, they're interested in it, and then guess what? One day they might have that issue show up, but they're like, I really need help with this problem, and so they click the email link to book a call, and they're in. So those are the combination, what I use, what I recommend, and what we have found works better than anything else for getting qualified clients. All right, so here's what I want you to do. In the pinned post below, or the first comment, is a link to my upcoming webinar, the 300-word ad template and snowball system I use to get coaching clients. I've spent since January 2022 about 2.8 million on Facebook ads, and I talk about what we've learned, what we're seeing is working, what's working now, changes, all that kind of stuff. It's a free webinar. It's going to help you a lot. And so click the link down there below, get registered, and we'll see you on that webinar.